Hey, just so you know, we got recorders going, all right?
You got what going?
Recorders.
Recorders going? Okay, so do I.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I just want to keep everything cool. I'm not going to, like, come close to you guys. I don't have any weapons. I'm not a weirdo. I'm not going to do that stuff. But can I ask for your guys' names and badge numbers?
I'm Officer Dewey.
Thank you.
My badge number is 119.
Thank you, sir.
Officer Fritz, 602.
Thank you, sir.
And Wes, 663.
Okay. Am I being detained?
Not at the second. We're
Okay.
able to talk to you.
Thank you. What crime has been committed, is being committed, or is about to be committed? Can you tell me that?
As of right now, we haven't talked to anybody else. We just saw you here.
Okay.
We got some calls that.
So this is probably the 5th time they've called you guys in the last few days. What I'm doing is completely legal. I looked up the rules, the laws, the municipal codes on the ingress, egress, for example. Like, they got their cars parked on the sidewalk, like that right there, not ADA compliant with municipal code. You can look it up. 4.707, chapter 3. If I want to, I can go get a chair and sit in their driveway and block all their traffic coming in and out. If I want to be a real dick, I could do that, because the law allows specific certain circumstances for an egress at businesses, as long as I'm on the public property of it. So I'm well aware of how the law works. I'm not making any threats of no calls to violence, nothing. Matter of fact, these last people right here, this guy right here in the black shirt, go ask them about me. I just had an interaction with them. If you guys want to do that, I'm not going anywhere. I'm hanging around here. I'm not trying to hide from you guys or anything. If I'm not standing right here after you talk to them, it's not because I'm running away. It's just because I'm probably walking around the block. I just warn customers that come in about, like, potential fraud, or how Kiefer will basically screw them on the back end. So,
What's your name?
my name's Anthony. Or, yeah.
Anthony, if you'd be willing to, could you just take a seat on the curb and then I can go?
Am I being detained? Okay, then I'm free to go, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay, I'm trying to help you guys. Sir, what?
Hey, yeah, you're being detained.
For what? What crime am I?
Conduct.
For what?
We're going to find out. Yeah.
Sorry, what am I being detained for?
Disorderly conduct. Have a seat.
Disorderly conduct?
Yeah. Have
What?
a seat. You're
How-
being detained. Have a
you
seat,
have-
or you're going to end up in handcuffs.
Why do you just chill out, dude?
Hey, dude, I'm telling you to have a seat. You are being
I'm
detained.
disabled. I'm disabled.
Okay.
Okay?
You're a big guy.
I'm
right?
Dude, I'm not gonna hurt anyone.
The encounter begins with a surprisingly calm exchange as the man openly informs officers that he is recording, only to learn that they are recording as well. He immediately asks for names and badge numbers, and the officers provide them without hesitation. What makes this opening important is that the conversation starts cooperatively rather than confrontationally. The man explains that he has been outside this business for several days and believes everything he is doing is completely legal. He references municipal codes, ADA access requirements, and public easement laws to demonstrate that he has researched the issue extensively. He even tells the officers that he is not hiding from them and intends to remain nearby. The discussion remains civil until officers begin asking him to sit on the curb. The moment he asks whether he is being detained, the tone changes dramatically. Within seconds, officers escalate from a voluntary conversation to a detention for disorderly conduct. The man immediately challenges the basis for that detention and demands to know what crime he has committed.
The officers ask questions, trying to figure out why he's there. He fires back calmly, quoting municipal codes, IDA standards, and the fine print of public easements like a man who's done his homework. Every line from him cuts clean, confidence built on knowledge. He's not aggressive, he's precise, and that precision shakes them. The moment he says, "Am I being detained?" the balance shifts. Suddenly, authority feels unsure. You can sense it, the silence before the storm. Because when someone knows their rights better than the officers, the usual script doesn't work anymore.
What the complaint is.
That's what I said. Tell you what, let me help you out. What am I can you give me RAS for the detention? Because right now you're effectively making an arrest.
No, I just did.
For what?
I just want you to stay here, bro.
You don't have any evidence. You just told me you haven't talked to anyone.
Trespass, disorderly conduct, that's what we're investigating.
Don't try this
So
shit
you're
with me.
being
I'm already
detained.
aware of how this works.
Okay, so am I.
You're being a jerk, man.
No, you're being a jerk.
I came up here
This
to help
officer
you
asked
guys
to
out.
have a seat, all right? And I'm telling you to have a seat now because you're not listening. Do you understand that?
Okay, I'm not going to hurt you or anything. I'm telling you, I am
Can you just have a
disabled.
seat then, man?
No, I'm going to stand here. You already.
Okay,
You
cool.
cannot give
That's
me
fine.
RAS for this. Are you the? Okay, you're their supervisor.
I am.
Okay, can you explain why he is telling me I'm detained?
Well, he's doing an investigation.
I
Not
understand that,
physically
but
detained.
okay, so I'm free to go then, right?
No,
So you have to tell me, why am I being detained? What
because
crime?
we're doing an investigation.
No, that's not good enough. I know the law. You have to tell me what crime have you
Criminal
suspect me of?
trespass in the second degree.
Bullshit.
In municipal code
You don't have any proof. You don't have any proof.
4.807.
4 point what?
That's what we're doing, the investigation.
Are you feeling 4.705? 4.707?
807 criminal trespass second
It's not
degree.
criminal
It's-
trespass. I haven't stepped on their property.
Okay. We're getting to the bottom of that. That's
Okay.
That's what.
If you guys want to do an investigation, that's fine. It's not legal for you to detain me. Look this up. Chapter 42,
I'll write this
U.S.
down.
Code, Section 1983.
We'll take a
You
look.
lose your QI.
Okay.
You don't get to detain and arrest people for no reason.
Once arrested you and nobody's physically
You have no
detained you,
proof.
we're doing
Okay,
an
so I'm free to go then.
When we came up, you were right there on that corner, right on the parking lot, right there.
Okay, that's their.
No, I'm
so
not.
hold tight.
It's not their property.
What follows is a lengthy dispute over whether the detention is actually lawful. The man repeatedly asks officers to explain the specific facts supporting their decision, while officers insist they are investigating disorderly conduct and possible trespassing. What makes this section so compelling is that neither side is arguing about what happened, they are arguing about what the law allows. The man repeatedly states that officers have not yet spoken to witnesses and therefore cannot possibly have evidence to justify the detention. He challenges their understanding of public easements and argues that he never stepped onto private property. The supervising officer attempts to justify the detention by referencing an ongoing investigation, but the man refuses to accept that explanation. Instead, he keeps returning to the same question: what specific crime am I suspected of committing? The conversation becomes increasingly tense because officers continue asserting authority while the man continues demanding legal justification. Neither side appears willing to move off its position.
It is.
No, it's not. That is public ingress and egress, and it goes at least 4 feet from the curb right there. How would somebody in a wheelchair get from that corner down this sidewalk? I'm not an idiot. I looked this stuff up. The cop that was here yesterday told me to get off the street because I didn't want to stand on that part and freak them out because they don't know the law. They're not familiar. Like, for example, I've already passed national real estate law, so I understand how this works.
Fascinating.
He told me, oh yeah, okay, now you're being a smart ass. I'm trying to help you out here,
I
okay?
need the help.
What are you being
Frankly,
detained? What am I being
don't need
detained
you
for?
to Fill us in on the details. We could just sit here in absolute silence. That
What
would
are
be
we
just
being?
fine.
What am I being detained for?
I've explained that to you.
No, tell me the
I've already
law.
told you. I've already told you.
What's your badge number?
It's 225
What's your DPST?
44820.
Perfect, thank you. What's yours?
54191.
He doesn't have to tell you that.
It's public records. Yeah, I know you guys can lie to me. I'm well aware you guys can lie to me.
Those are not lies. You could look those up.
It's public records.
All right.
I mean, I could punch it in right now and pull it up if I want to.
That's correct.
Okay. So what are we waiting for?
Waiting for the officers to go talk to the people inside who called us about your behavior. When they have made a determination or figured things out, we'll go from there.
This is
And
like the 5th time they've called you guys. You guys leave every time. And I've been...
I haven't met you yet, so...
Dude, I got assaulted right there yesterday, and the cops that came out, I called 911. Somebody came off the property on the public property right there, assaulted me. I have the film. It's already uploaded. I'm sending it to Sergeant Maloney. Okay? I got assaulted. I showed Fox and Tio when they came out, and they didn't do shit. They just got in their squad cars and left. I was assaulted, broke my phone case, and see the camera lens right here? That's cracked now too.
I
It's
can't
not a
see
cheap
it, but
phone.
I see that. It's an iPhone.
So
I'm sorry.
I'm well aware of the law, so if you guys try to arrest me here, it's not going to go anywhere.
Okay, well, if I had $1 for every
If
time
you're
I heard
going to
that,
violate my civil rights,
no one plans on violating your civil rights. we'll make an arrest if there's probable cause.
Probable cause for, so you don't have any RAS right now to keep me detained.
I'm not doing.
You just admitted
I'm
that.
sitting here bantering with you. I'm doing
Okay, so I'm
zero
free to go?
investigating. So no, I've already told you that. That hasn't changed. I'll let you know the second it changes.
No, you can't just detain people for no reason. You have to have.
We're doing an investigation.
You have to do that first.
Do what first? Explain.
Do
this.
your investigation and get your so-called proof or reasonable articulable suspicion first. You have to get that
We've
first.
got that. You were on their property. It sounds like
No,
the
I'm
officer
not.
pulled up. You were on their.
No, I'm not.
The focus now shifts toward property boundaries and the details of the alleged trespass. The man argues that the area where he was standing is part of the public ingress and egress connected to the roadway and sidewalk. He explains that previous officers gave him different instructions and claims he has specifically researched where public access begins and ends. What makes this section interesting is how much of the discussion revolves around technical details rather than behavior. The officers seem more interested in waiting for witness statements, while the man insists that the property question can be answered through basic observation and public records. He also reveals that he was allegedly assaulted at the same location the day before and claims he has video evidence showing damage to his phone. That revelation adds an entirely new dimension to the encounter. Suddenly, the person being detained is also claiming to be the victim of a crime that officers previously failed to investigate. The conversation becomes less about today's complaint and more about a pattern of ongoing conflict at this location.
No, I
We'll
was
get
not.
to the bottom of it. Sometimes that takes some time.
Okay.
So that's why we
So
ask
can
people to remain.
can I apologize and just simmer this down then?
That'd be great.
Okay. So do you know how far from the curb public ingress and egress extends?
No idea.
Okay, look it up then.
For what reason? Why would I need to do that?
So you know that I'm not trespassing. I've never been
I'm
trespassed.
familiar with what
I've
trespass
never
and its
been
elements are.
trespassed.
Okay.
Ever.
They've never asked you to leave?
No, they can't.
Okay.
I've never gone on their property.
Okay.
They've told you guys every time that you guys come out here, and look, I know you're upset and you think I'm like being a dick.
Nobody's
or
upset
something.
with you.
You guys sound very upset, sir.
Oh, because I told you to do something for me and you were totally
It's not a lawful order. Anyways,
Sure.
listen,
Sure.
I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm just saying there's public ingress and egress from the
That's
curbs.
debatable.
So they're going to pull up the blueprints. They're going to go down to the county
That-
clerk's
no,
office.
That's not how probable cause is established. It's a more likely than not standard. Okay?
Okay.
So we don't go out and we don't measure things down to the inches. It's a more likely than not.
Okay.
It's a legal standard that stood the test of time that we have all the training
Can you-
experience to figure out.
Okay. Can you
That's
show me where they said I was at on the property?
Okay, your questions designed to get me to dive into the minutia of this are ridiculous. Of course I can't. I just got
Okay,
here. I've
show
been
me
talking to you
can you
the
show me
entire
where?
time. No, I can't. I don't know where they're talking about. I'm not the one doing the investigation. I'm just standing here bantering back and
Okay.
forth
Can
with
you tell me where they said I was at on their property? Oops. Sorry. I'm not trying to come towards you. I
I
just
don't, I
tripped.
don't get why you don't understand what he's telling you. We've been here talking with you.
Yeah, and you said you're detaining me. So effectively,
So
by
this
this
other
time,
officer can conduct his investigation.
that doesn't matter. I don't have to help with your investigation.
I'm not asking you to. You're being detained.
You're detaining me
Case
to
there
do
is
your
probable
investigation.
cause. Because if you committed a crime,
Dude,
then you're gonna.
this is the fifth
Are you
time
from
they've
Eugene
called.
originally?
This is the fifth time they've called you guys out, and every time you guys get back in your cars and leave.
Well, each
Well,
time
maybe it'll be 6. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be 6.
But at this point, it's harassment. I've already called, and I've started a
Say the
harassment.
same about you, bud. If you're out here harassing them and they're
I'm not
customers.
harassing. Do you know what's harassment then?
I don't know. You said you contacted their customers
Yeah,
as they're coming in.
Which I can do. I can talk to people on the sidewalk.
Yeah, you sure can. But
Okay,
that's what
thank
we're doing
you.
here too, right? So how are we harassing you?
So
Because
if
then that's
I'm
what
standing
you're
here
harassing them.
and somebody over there
Okay.
can hear me, so what? As long as I'm not making any threats or calls to action, that would be violence, right? Correct? I'm not doing any of that. They don't have any film. I have film of them threatening me.
Well, are you going to show it to us?
No, because last time it didn't do any good. I'm going to take this and I'm going to send it all. I'm going to talk to Sergeant Maloney.
Okay, well, that's
I just-
your complete prerogative.
I've talked to him for quite a while. Hopefully I can trust him. I don't know.
As the detention continues, the discussion turns into a debate about police procedure and investigative standards. The man repeatedly argues that officers should complete their investigation before detaining someone rather than after. The supervising officer disagrees and explains that reasonable suspicion allows officers to temporarily hold someone while facts are gathered. What makes this section important is that both sides are now discussing legal standards rather than personal grievances. The man challenges the officers to explain how they establish probable cause or reasonable suspicion, while the officers continue emphasizing that witness interviews are still underway. The exchange remains surprisingly calm despite the obvious frustration. Even when the man accuses officers of violating his rights, the supervisor continues responding rather than escalating. The conversation also reveals that this is far from the first police response to this location. According to the man, officers have been called multiple times before and have always left without taking enforcement action. That history becomes a major point in his argument.
I think you
don't
can
know
trust
you, but
him.
you sound.
Sir Maloney's a good guy.
He sounded like, honestly, he did sound like
I've
he was a
known him
good
for 20
dude.
years. I think the world.
And I'm not trying to be rude, but I don't know you. You just walked out a few minutes. I talked to him for like an hour. He sounds like a guy that'll actually do something about me getting assaulted, my private property being damaged, and these guys harassing me. It's a waste of resources for you guys to come out here when I'm doing a 1A
Can
protected.
I pose one quick question though regarding that? What exactly are you doing here? Why do they keep calling?
Because when I talk to people, which is legal for me to talk to them,
Okay.
I just warn them about potential fraud on their financing that happens in the office there, and they're upset about it. But I also have film from the GM yesterday who came up to me and he said that business is just as good or better with me out here. So how would I be harassing or disturbing them?
I'm not delving
I've got.
into their
That's the thing is,
hiring practices.
I know every time I bring up something like that, you guys, that's your answer every time is, oh, I don't want to argue or I don't know about this.
Well,
I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm just saying, like, look, man, at this point, it's harassment. They're wasting your time.
I wouldn't categorize it harassment if you're coming down here to
Talk to people.
antagonize. Well, I mean, that's probably what you're saying to yourself, but I don't think that's necessarily.
So
what
how's
you're
that
doing.
illegal?
I never said it was illegal.
Okay.
I said it's probably what you're telling yourself to justify what you're doing.
Oh my God. Okay. That doesn't matter.
Correct.
It doesn't matter. I mean,
You're right.
you can call me a jerk and the F slur and stuff, and you
a
have.
jerk or the F word.
I'm just saying you have protected, a right to do that. I'm sure you're
have no
professional and
interest
you
in
wouldn't do
doing
that in there.
it.
But what I'm saying is, you're not, as long as we're not threatening anybody, right? We're not threatening anybody. We're not making any calls to action for violence. All I'm doing
That's
is
a great
talking to
start.
people that are out in the public forum. I'm filming for my protection because I got assaulted yesterday, and I'm letting people know not to get screwed by the managers and the finance people, and that's what they don't like because I warn the people when I talk to them out here in public. Or if I see them walking up there and they can hear me while I'm on the
that's
sidewalk.
all it is, then.
Yeah, that's what it is every time. That's why I've never been arrested.
The final section finally reveals the underlying reason the man continues returning to this business. He explains that he is not simply standing outside for entertainment or confrontation. According to him, he speaks with customers and warns them about financing practices he believes are harmful or deceptive. He insists that he remains on public property, makes no threats, and encourages no violence. What makes this ending significant is that officers directly ask why the business keeps calling police if everything he is doing is legal. The man responds by arguing that the business dislikes the message he is delivering, not the manner in which he is delivering it. He points out that even a manager allegedly admitted business had not suffered because of his presence. The conversation gradually loses its tension as everyone gains a clearer understanding of the ongoing dispute. No arrest occurs, and the man reminds officers that despite numerous police responses, he has never been charged with a crime at this location. The encounter closes with the central disagreement still unresolved, but with far more context than existed when officers first arrived. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next video.